massage therapist here in Lubbock, Texas. Obviously, I haven't been able to massage for a minute due to the COVID epidemic, and have been sewing face masks for the health professionals. So for all the rest of us people that are sitting at a sewing machine and our bodies are not used to doing this on a daily basis, I was just going to go through some ergonomics as the best way to set up your station. So ideally, when you're sitting down, you'd like to have everything kind of at 90-degree angles. It's, for me, in my opinion, better to have it a bit open than to be scrunched up. So for me, to get at my workstation as best as I can, I'm a little bit more than the 90-degree, but I'd rather that more be open. And the hardest part at the table is making sure you'd like, ideally, your arms at a 90-degree angle as well. It's better, way better for your neck for it to be up a little bit higher. More of us have neck issues than we do arm issues. So having it in a way that I'm not hunking down is the biggest thing. If it means adjusting your lighting, adding some lighting so that you're not doing this bit. This is horrible for your body, and it unfortunately is what most of us tend to do, especially when we're really focused on something. So trying to keep everything as aligned as possible and not tucking your chin, instead just kind of looking through your lower eyes while you're doing it. So ideally, your muscles are happiest when they're getting the best blood supply. If you're exercising, that's great. But any other time of the day, you want your body to be in close to alignment as possible, which is ears over shoulders, shoulders over your hips. When you're standing up, hips over the center of your feet. If everything's lined up, that means nothing's getting overly stretched or overly scrunched, and everything's getting a good blood supply. So do your best when you're sitting at your station to keep everything propped up as possible. When it comes to working at a table, I am fortunate enough that I have a massage table at my house that I convert into a craft table so I can make it a little bit more adjustable, but even still trying to find a balance between how high and how low everything should be. Do your best to make sure that you're not leaning into things and you're not hunching. That's the biggest thing. For every 10 degrees that your chin is forward, it adds 60 pounds of pressure to your cervical spine. So really make sure you're not tucking that chin in, that you're not leaning forward. And when it comes to working at any station, especially when you can't adjust it, the biggest thing that we have a tendency to do, other than hunching, is that we have a tendency of slouching our back, or kind of slumping our hips. If there's a muscle that starts from your lower spine, threads through it, and anchors in the inside top of your leg. Its job is to pull your leg up into a seated position. So when you've gone from sitting for hours at a day and you go to stand up, that muscle is going to try to keep that a tight angle, which then pulls, that muscle's pulling on your lower back, and it tilts your hips forward. And so we have a tendency to kind of start slumping, kind of slouching when we're working. Do your best to engage your core, not tip your pelvis so you're hunching in a different way. But if you picture your pelvis being like a bowl full of water, you don't want anything pouring out the front, sides, back. So keep everything so that the water is not pouring out anywhere. So ideally, keeping ears over shoulder, shoulders over hips, hips over the center of your feet. If you start having, pains doing one thing or another, try just shaking it up and getting into a different position, moving, doing some more cutting, doing some more ironing, just move it around so your body's not getting stuck in that one position. And for all those that are making the masks for everybody, thank you for what you're doing, and continue to keep it up.